I came across a single piece of wood which was quite interesting, and I suddenly started thinking, is it possible to do an aquascape with only this single piece of wood? And I did it. In this video, I would cover in two parts. In the first part, how the aquascape was done, and in the second part, I'll cover the various outcomes. We ended up growing some lilies, and this in the aquarium we have kept all Indian native fishes, and I also submitted it in IIPLC 2021. Got a rank, not very good, but it still encouraged me because I participated in professional aquascaping after a long gap. Last I participated in the year 2009. So in these two parts, I'd be covering the journey of creating an aquascape with a single piece of driftwood. Hope you guys like it.
আজকে আমরা একটা নতুন স্কেপ করব। ইটস অ্যান ইন্টারেস্টিং স্কেপ। একটাই ড্রিফটউড, there is a single driftwood. এটা একটা 3 feet ট্যাঙ্ক, ইটস a 3 feet ট্যাঙ্ক। এই কাঠটা কিন্তু 3 ফিটের থেকে অনেক বেশি। সো এটা এক্সপেরিমেন্ট যে একটা সিঙ্গেল উড কিছুটা বেরিয়ে থাকবে, জয়েন করা হচ্ছে না। হাউ টু বেস্ট ইউজ ইট ইন অ্যান অ্যাকোয়াস্কেপ যেখানে কাঠটাও প্রপারলি ফুটে ওঠে, প্লাস একটা স্কেপের একটা ডাইমেনশন বা ব্যালেন্স তৈরি হয়। কাঠটা এইখান থেকে ফ্রম দ্য টপ রাইট টু বটম রাইট ইট উইল বি ফলিং। প্লান্টিং অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্টটা এখানে টল কিছু গ্রাস লাইক প্লান্টস থাকবে, মোস্টলি সাইপ্রাস হেলফেরি, যেটা পেছনে একটা খালি অ্যাকসেন্ট তৈরি করবে, একটা ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড। ইট উইল বি হ্যাভিং আ ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড। অ্যান্ড আরেকটা জিনিস যেটা আমরা করবো, উই আর গোয়িং টু ট্রাই আউট আ ওয়াটার লিলি হিয়ার আন্ডার দ্য সোলার RGB লাইট। আমরা দেখতে চাই হাউ দিস প্লান্ট বিহেভস আন্ডার দিস লাইট, আর যদি ইফ ইট হোপফুলি ফ্লাওয়ার্স। That's like it. Otherwise, it's a standard scape with some carpet and some crypts and other things. So that's the arrangement. So let's start. Thank you. হার্ডস্কেপের জন্য আমরা ইউজ করব ADA সানসুই স্টোন। It's a volcanic stone, nice texture, হালকা, it's lightweight. Moss will grip very nicely on it. এছাড়া other items are mostly standard. Power Sand M নিচে যাবে, দেন Amazonia version 2, the latest from ADA. আরেকটা নতুন প্রোডাক্ট আমরা ইউজ করব, সেটা হচ্ছে ডুয়ার টেরা টেপ। এটা ইউজ করছি ফর দ্য টেরেস্ট্রিয়াল প্লান্টস। উই উইল টাই দ্য টেপ অন দ্য টপ অফ দ্য ড্রিফটউড so that it can weaken some moisture, okay, and gives that moisture to the terrestrial plant. এছাড়া standard Terra line will be used to tie the moss on the wood. We are starting now. First we will be putting in the power sand. Just we'll put in one layer of soil before we put the driftwood. You can note that we didn't put any Super 4 or anything out here. The reason being, we have used Power Sand Special M, which already comes with all the bacteria and clear super, so we don't need to add extra Super 4. But this is important. This is the substrate additive, the sticks that comes with Amazonia version 2. This is what gives nutrient, the extra nitrogen to the soil. So we need to pour it, okay, before we add further soil to it. So just let's even out the soil. The brush comes very handy. Complete. Before we start planting, I thought let me explain the concept behind the scape once more. So the basic idea is that here is a big rock formation. এখানে একটা বড় কোনো রকের formation ছিল, and there is this root coming down from a tree above, which has actually broken the rock. মানে roots গুলো নেমে এসে পাথরটাকে পুরো ভেঙে দিয়েছে. This is the idea that we wanted to convey. প্লান্টিংটা খুব চিন্তা করে করতে হবে. সামনে অবভিয়াসলি উই আর গেটিং গুড লাইট. এখানে আমরা গ্লসোস্টিগমা দেব যাতে এই রক ফর্মেশনটা ঢেকে না যায়, অ্যান্ড ইট গেটস প্রপারলি এক্সপোজড. আদার পয়েন্ট টু নোট হিয়ার ইজ দ্যাট যে এখানে দের ইজ লট অফ শ্যাডো. এখানটা অনেকটা ছায়া পড়ছে. সো যেহেতু ছায়া পড়ছে, উই ক্যানট গিভ গ্লসো অর সাম হাইলাইট প্লান্টস. সো উইল পুট আওয়ার ক্রিপ্টোকরাইন্স হিয়ার. সো শেডও পাবে অ্যান্ড দ্য প্লান্টস উইল ডু নাইসলি. Additionally, what we are going to do is that যেহেতু the flow of the entire wood, the driftwood এর পুরো flowটা is towards down. So এই flowটাকে emphasize করার জন্য we will be using narrow leaf java fern. So it will be coming down, and maybe some weeping moss here, so that it creates a kind of a teardrop effect. Back side we will be using Cyperus helferi, as I told before. That's more like it. Maybe I am thinking whether the lily will be coming here. Maybe some Laganandra will come here. It's a nice plant to have. And এই লিলিটাকে ফোকাস করার জন্য হয়তো maybe I am not decided, I might be using some Hydrocotyle verticillata here. So that's the general arrangement. That's the scape. We will be starting the planting now. We are planning to use some terrestrial plants here. এখানে কিছু জলের ওপরের গাছ ইউজ করা হবে. And because we are planning to use terrestrial plants, we must have some mechanism through which water can go up and reach the roots. এই terrestrial বা জলের ওপরকার গাছের রুটসে যেন জল পৌঁছায়. Otherwise they will not grow. ওরা গ্রো করবে না. Now how do we get the water to reach there? So to do that, we are using one product which is called Dua Terra Tape. This is the product. It's called Dua Terra Tape. It's a sort of a membrane or a sort of a paper, which actually what we need to do is that we have to just simply wrap it around from here. This will just জলটাকে জাস্ট এখান থেকে তুলতে সাহায্য করবে. So that's it. I think this is one thing worth mentioning. So let's start with the planting now. So what you can see is that we have now put in the java fern and the mosses. Java fern আর moss এখানে লাগানো হয়ে গেছে, and now we will start the planting. So before we start the planting, there is one very important step. একটা খুব important step আছে যেটা যে কোনো aquascape-এর ক্ষেত্রে important. সেটা হচ্ছে to start spraying the soil. জলটাকে ভালো করে এরকম একটা স্প্রেয়ার দিয়ে স্প্রে করে নেওয়া, মাটিটাকে স্প্রে করে নেওয়া, I am sorry, is very important. The reason being দুটো কারণে. একটা obviously planting করতে easy হবে. Second and more important reason apart from ease of planting is that if there are some trapped air, যদি কিছু air bubbles মাটির মধ্যে trap থাকে, তাহলে এইভাবে আস্তে আস্তে ভেজালে those trapped air typically will come out rather. Okay. The first plant to go in is a plant from New Zealand. আমাদের একটা favorite plant, it's called Glossostigma elatinoides. It's a fantastic foreground plant. I think it has come out of fashion because of Monte Carlo, but I think it's a more stable plant than Monte Carlo and a more elegant plant for a bigger sized aquarium. Okay, in background we wanted to use some tall grass like plants. See, this is an old aquarium. I also wanted something to cover the back glass and also to give an accent to the driftwood. So we are going to use this beautiful, elegant grass-like plant. It's called Cyperus helferi. Okay, so this will go into the back. As I said that we want to use some lily in this tank. Actually, apart from the glossostigma, most of the plants that we have used are from Southeast Asian country. So I wanted to use a lily, a water lily here. Ekta water lily use kora ichha chilo. Now, lily onek iron lagbe. Lily will need a lot of iron. Now the soil will not provide that kind of iron. Obviously, there is no iron in the soil. So we wanted to use ADA bottom plus. It's a substrate stick which has a lot of iron. Okay, this will give the nutrition that the lily needs apart from the nitrogen which is there in the soil itself. These are the two lilies that we are planning to use. Devashish, why don't you just help me with it? So this is one variety. And this is the other one with bright tiger-like spots on the red spots on the green leaves. Let's see, this is an experimentation. All aquaria must have some bit of experimentation. So let us see how it turns out. Here. So the tank is now ready, water has been filled up, filter is running, CO2 is running. I think it's all set now, but before we end, just a recap on the plants. We have used Cyperus helferi at the back and glossostigma in the front. এটা তো আগেই বলেছিলাম আমি এর আগে এটা বলেছি এছাড়া যে গাছগুলো ইউজ করেছি the other plants that we have used are some Cryptocoryne wendtii Tropica. Backside we have used some Cryptocoryne wendtii brown. I'm not too sure about them কারণ ওখানে লাইট পৌঁছচ্ছে না. There is, I think it's lacking light, but let's see how the Cryptocoryne does. We have some Rananculus inandatus at here. Again some wendtii Tropica. The last plant that we have used is some Hydrocotyle verticillata right here and there also. Hydrocotyle verticillata has got round leaves. Verticillata round leaf gulo amra asha korchi it will go well with the lily out here. So that's all, friend. I think let's wait and see how the tank comes up.
It was in August 2020 that we had actually started setting up this aquarium. It has taken us some time to come up with this video. The reason being, we did a lot of things for the first time in this aquarium. For example, trying to grow water lilies indoors, trying to create an aquascape with only a single piece of driftwood. Okay, that's something that I had actually never tried before. And also in this aquarium, we decided to keep only Indian native fish. So there were many things first that we tried out, and hence we took a lot of footage so that we can cover it in details. It has taken us some time to compile it and come up with this part 1 of this video. We request you to subscribe to our channel and also do click on the bell icon so that when the second part comes, you can enjoy how this aquascape turned into a very beautiful natural nature aquarium. One that I am actually very proud of. I hope all of you like how we set up this aquarium and how it transformed itself into a piece of natural beauty. Thanks for watching.